All right, let's get started. Good evening. It is 7 o'clock on Wednesday, February 11th, and I'm calling the meeting of the Chelmsford Planning Board to order. My name is Chris LaValle, and I'm the chair of the board. Tonight, we will be following the posted agenda. This meeting tonight is both in person and on Zoom. If Zoom fails at any point in the meeting, we will continue in person. The meeting is being televised live and recorded by Chelmsford Telemedia and will be available on their website and on YouTube. Tonight, Anita is out and Saritha, I believe, is on Zoom. The rest of the board is here in person. First item on the agenda is public input. Is there anyone on Zoom for public input?
This is highly unusual.
Check that
I said the
box.
same thing.
All right.
Nobody's that
somewhat.
interested in our zoning bylaw.
All right, next item up on the agenda is public hearing continued for the zoning amendments. So we did vote on all of these specific zoning articles last meeting. They're at town council to review. There are a couple things to note. The article for lighting was split into two different articles. One is a general bylaw article for the lighting bylaw itself to add in, and then the other article
Is
is
the
the
revoking the-
removal of the zoning article, the bylaw. And the removal will be after the general bylaw if it passes. If it doesn't pass, then we're just going to withdraw that bylaw.
So they're not gonna be combined on consent
No.
agenda? No. Okay.
I don't think so.
Right. I mean, just, it would kind of undo it if you did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would actually work. But anyway,
Well, they wanted to put the three
yeah.
warehouse things together in consent agenda.
Yeah.
I
But-
don't know.
Also for the overlay piece, Evan and I are going to be meeting with town council. He did have some questions and suggestions, so we may be back here discussing a little bit of fine tuning for it, specifically related to some of the concerns that were raised last meeting about making too specific of items that are not within our purview. So maybe refining it a little bit. So Evan and I will meet with him at some point soon, get his recommendations, and then if changes are needed, we'll bring it back.
When does the warrant need to be signed?
Signed on Monday,
They
Yeah, they're
did.
signing on Monday.
They past tense or they will? I'm sorry.
this upcoming Monday.
Okay.
But they're going to be likely small tweaks and changes, so it'll still be within the scope of the warrant.
I mean, could we make a motion to authorize you to agree to the changes on our behalf if they seem reasonable and not?
We don't need to. We have plenty of time to bring it back, because I don't know if we're going to be able to meet with him before they sign the warrant anyway. And edits can be made all the way up till town meeting
Okay.
for those types of changes. So with that being said, we should be able to vote to close this public hearing this week, and then if we need to discuss any minor changes, we can put it back on the agenda as
Okay.
a administrative item. So,
Sounds like you're looking for a motion.
yes?
I would move to close the public hearing on zoning amendments for the annual town meeting.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Deirdre, and we are going to have to do a roll call. Saritha?
Aye.
Marcy?
Aye.
Deirdre?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Joel?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well.
Nice.
So that is closed.
Now, is that both the one and two items here?
No, that's
This is
just the
sep-
one.
This is a separate one.
Yep. So for this one, we had the first part of the public hearing last meeting. So I'm not really going to review too much. We will open it up for public input officially again, and then we can close the, well, we can vote to recommend this one, and then we can close the public hearing. So for this one, actually, I was looking at the map again, looking at some of the properties, and I noticed that there's a property in RC, kind of at the, Evan, can you bring up the map? Can you highlight that property that I had asked you about? So
Which one is it?
it's in the RC triangle towards the bottom, the top point
Okay.
of the triangle.
Oh, up here?
Not seeing your cursor.
Okay.
Is up by where it says remain RM?
No, not up there.
No.
Down, oh, there it is. There's your cursor. Down below, towards the middle of the map, to the left. No, down.
I don't even see his cursor.
Yep. No, the big property right next to that, where your finger was.
Oh, the one in the yellow,
The yellow RC
where it says
district.
remain RC?
Nope.
Joel, I think if you go down, it's like underneath the CB light.
Show us.
Right here.
More timely.
That guy?
Okay, okay.
I think that's the one. What I noticed is that on the property card, it is listed as IA, but it is an RC property on the map. So I
What does
wanted
that
to make
mean?
sure
I
we
don't
weren't,
understand. On the property card?
on the assessor's property card, when you click on the property,
Oh,
it actually says IA. But on the map, it
Are there any
shows
more
RC.
like that?
I have
You
no
sure?
idea.
There's lots like that.
Are there?
Yeah, the zoning map is accurate for purposes of zoning. Unfortunately, the assessor's zoning category is incorrect. And
Okay.
There's plenty of cases. When it's brought to the assessor's attention, they'll fix it. And at some point, we may be able to engage with the town's GIS manager and/or NIMCOG to try to do some sort of automated identification.
Okay.
when they assess them,
They're
Yeah, how-
they're not looking at the zoning for assessment purposes. They're looking at the actual use.
okay.
So I just wanted to let you know that that was something I'm,
Okay, so if we're not changing it,
so we,
it is currently RC. It will
it's
remain
currently RC and remains
Okay, the
RC.
reason I bring it up is because it might bring us notification issues.
That's,
if we
well,
get it
that's one of the
backwards.
reasons why I wanted to mention it to everyone, in case someone does bring it up, that it's, if someone thinks it's IA, it's actually not, it's RC,
Okay.
Okay.
so.
Did you check all of them against?
I did not, and I won't.
That
Because
sounds like
if-
the potential is any of them could be coded wrong on the assessor's site,
Yeah.
but you go by the map.
Honestly, a bright high school student could probably do it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make people aware that if people do raise a question about it, we're going by the map. The map is correct, and those are the properties that we're changing.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, I'll open it up for public input if I'm assuming no one online.
No one-
All right.
Oh,
Motion to vote.
well, do we vote first or do we close the public hearing first?
Could we close the public hearing?
Yeah, we could close the public hearing.
Well,
on
I
this.
would move to close the public hearing
Second?
on the,
Motion by Mike, second by Deirdre, and
Aye.
Saritha,
Aye.
Marcy,
Aye.
Deirdre, John,
Aye.
Joel,
Aye.
Mike,
aye,
and I'm an aye.
okay. And I would move that we recommend these changes at town meeting.
Motion by Mike.
Both 1 and 2.
Well, the one we already covered.
We already did all the ones. Yeah, we did those separately.
confused.
This is just for the
I'll second it.
CBLT. All right, Marcy. Sarita.
Aye.
Marcy.
Aye.
Deirdre.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Joel.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
And I am an aye.
Actually, technically, aren't you me? Sorry.
All right. Next item on the agenda is citizens petition for the family definition. Evan, I'm assuming he's not on?
No.
Okay. I continue to email him after every meeting. Try and find out when he might come.
And
This
he
is
doesn't
Brian?
respond?
Brian. He is not
Okay.
responding.
I hope he's okay.
I do plan on giving him until the last meeting possible, which is in April. So I will keep this on the agenda, and then we'll vote at the last meeting that we have to close it. If we don't hear from him, we don't hear from him.
Have there been any materials? submitted?
So we won't open a public hearing on
There
this,
haven't,
we'll just
okay.
leave it lie until,
Yeah,
We
we'll
hear
just
something.
continue.
okay.
Excuse me.
Actually, we did open it last meeting.
We did, we actually opened it?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it was advertised.
Okay.
yeah, so we have to continue it
All right, then I move to continue the public hearing
till next meeting.
till next meeting.
Second.
Citizens.
Motion by Mike, second by Deirdre. Saritha.
Aye.
Marcy.
Aye.
Deirdre.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Joel.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye,
And I'm an aye.
bada bing.
All right, next item on the agenda is 191, 195 Riverneck Road, Commonwealth Construction and Utilities, requesting definitive subdivision approval under the subdivision control law and rules and regs governing subdivision of land. The project calls for construction of a new roadway and associated infrastructure to serve as frontage for 3 new industrial zone lots. The site is in the IA zoning district, and the combined sites are about 5.4 acres. Special permit for section 18575 aquifer protection lot coverage is also requested. And they appear. Casey.
How are you?
Magical.
All right.
Alrighty, so. So you want a little quick inspector?
You too. So my name's Casey Ferrer. I'm with Howard Stein Hudson here on behalf of the client Commonwealth Construction. We're here before you to discuss a definitive subdivision plan that is an extension or the official filing of the preliminary subdivision plan that we were here before you in June of 2025 for. So just a quick, I guess, reiteration of the property. There's actually 2 property locations. It's 191 and 195 Riverneck Road. 195 Riverneck Road, as you know, exists with a single-family house, a driveway, and associated single-family house features on site. 191 exists as about 5-acre property that's currently wooded and undeveloped. The combined total between the 2 properties is about 5.37 acres. And the properties are located in the IA zoning district. The proposal is a 3-lot subdivision. It's the same subdivision that you saw in the preliminary subdivision. The requirements in the IA district for a new lot is 40,000 square feet, 150-foot lot width, lot depth, and lot frontage. The subdivision would create a proposed roadway, and because the roadway would service what's chiefly used as industrial or industrial zone properties, it would be meet the requirements of a business street. A business street in the town of Chelmsford requires a 60-foot right-of-way and 34 feet of pavement, as well as 5 feet or a 5-foot sidewalk offset on one side of the roadway, not both sides. Again, 3 lots would be created and serviced by the proposed roadway. Lot 1 is at the corner of the proposed roadway and Riverneck Road, what you would see far planned south. That lot has a total lot area of 97,393 square feet with 663 feet of frontage and 487 feet of lot width with 268 feet of lot depth. Again, that is the proposed lot that's furthest planned south. Lot 2 is fronting only on the proposed roadway, So it is that middle lot between Lot 1 and Lot 3. And that Lot 2 would have a total of 50,522 square feet, 175 feet of frontage, 194 feet of lot width, and 343 feet of lot depth. And then Lot 3, which is the rearmost lot, which is the lot furthest planned north at the end of the cul-de-sac, would have 56,425 feet of lot area, 174 feet of frontage, 196 feet of lot width, and 195 feet of lot depth. As mentioned, the proposed subdivision would also fall under a special permit for the Aquifer Protection District. The Aquifer Protection District for impervious coverage greater than 15% or 2,500 square feet, I believe it is. But in either case, we are exceeding both. And the performance criteria to meet the impervious coverage special permit of the Aquifer Protection District is to meet or exceed Mass Stormwater Standards or Chelmsford stormwater regulations. So in order to achieve this, the proposed roadway has been designed with 4 deep sump-hooded catch basins, 1 CDS unit, which is a pre-treatment unit that I believe you all may be familiar with, as I've proposed them on several projects, and then additionally a infiltration basin. I will note that in a typical town of Chelmsford road, most stormwater would go from a catch basin to a sediment forebay to an infiltration basin and not use a proprietary unit. With the new Chelmsford regulations, that would no longer achieve the 90% TSS removal required. So we do have to turn towards proprietary units to meet the requirements of the new Chelmsford regulations. The infiltration basin has been designed, that was previously done in April of 2025, and that was witnessed by Sheila Joyce of the DPW. The infiltration pond additionally will be captured within an easement within Lot 3. That easement totals 12,704 square feet and would be conveyed to the town of Chelmsford upon construction and acceptance of the roadway. Now for utilities on the proposed roadway, there will be electric, gas, water by Eastwater, and sewer. So number 1 for sewer, there's 3 existing stubs on the proposed, or the combination of the proposed lots. The bigger lot, 191 Riverneck, exists with 2 existing sewer stubs, and then 195 has its own sewer stub. So a total of 3 sewer stubs for the property, allowing an increase of 1,500 total, utilizing 500 gallons per day per sewer stub. That does not mean that we have a maximum of 1,500. It means that without purchasing more sewer through the DPW, we would have an allowable use for the full roadway of 1,500 and then an option to buy more if available. Gas and electric would obviously be serviced and owned by National Grid. The plans show the gas and electric in locations as defined by Exhibit A of the Chelmsford subdivision rules and regulations, and that just determines where on the roadway profile utilities shall exist. And then East Water shows a connection within Riverneck Road running down towards the center of the cul-de-sac, exiting through Lot 2, wrapping south down the outskirts of the western side of the properties so that we can create a full loop back to Riverneck Road, as is typically required by many water districts. And then lastly, going back to the construction of the sewer, so because the grade of the property as you go into the property goes downward, a gravity collection system will lead all stormwater to the rear of the cul-de-sac, where a pumping system will exist to bring it back up to the front and connect into one of the existing sewer stubs. As far as design of the roadway, that I believe captures the proposal, and I am open to any questions.
All right, Mike.
Nothing here, this looks pretty Pretty straightforward, pretty standard, assuming the stormwater stuff is met.
Joel?
The thing that you just made reference to pumping back up to the sewer connection, what was it that's?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
meant sewer. So we have
Okay.
sewer that goes as a gravity-fed system to the rear of the cul-de-sac, and then it pumps back up through a sewer pump to get back to the sewer stub at the top of the site.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was a little alarming there. So you didn't show the test pits on the plan. Is that possible to provide?
Absolutely. I thought they were on
Are
the
they?
grading and drainage plan, but if they are not, we can definitely turn them on.
Is that in your submittal? I'm looking at the,
Yeah, on page 5? Are those test pits?
A little bit. So the top right has all the test pits listed, and then the test pit locations are on the plan as well with the
Yeah,
little
right there.
blocks.
okay,
What page are you on?
yeah, what page is that?
Page 5.
5.
Okay, of the plan set.
Mhm.
And I'd like to take some time to look at this, so
Mhm.
if you can come back to me
John?
afterward, that'd be great.
I don't have any at this time.
Nor do I.
Marcy?
Nor do I right at the moment.
Saritha?
I just had a quick question. I noticed there was a monitoring well currently on the property today. Is that being removed with this project?
This project would not remove that. We'll leave everything existing as it is, and the only disturbance that we'll make is to construct the roadway.
Is
That's
that
part of this
shown
plan.
on the current drawings that it's still there?
It should be
'Cause I saw it
within
in the existing.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
should
see
be
it.
on the existing plan. If it's not showing up, then we can unfreeze it.
It might be there. Maybe I missed it. There was quite a few pages. But if you could point it out maybe in the plan.
Yeah, I believe it's probably on a, is it there? Yeah, that's the existing that you saw. She's asking if it's on the proposed plan. I'll review the plans and see if it's on or if it's not, because I do not know at this
Thank you.
time.
Okay, thanks. That's all I have at the moment.
Okay. Casey, it looks like on the plans that there are 2 infiltration ponds?
So one of them is more of a staging pond, so the existing property funnels kind of towards the middle and goes through the back. So what we provided is an area before our pond, so that the existing stormwater that goes that way has a place to stage and then swale around the
Okay.
proposed pond. We're not using it to meet any of the stormwater standards, it's just there as a good practice.
Okay, thanks. And then on one of the plans, I saw what I thought looked like 2 different limits of work. I gotta find what plan it was.
The limits of work should be shown on the 3rd sheet, which is the demolition and erosion control plan.
Yeah,
And what you might, if you're referencing the straw wattle that extends to the west,
yes.
that is just for the construction of the stormwater loop, or not the stormwater, the water loop.
Oh, the water loop, got it,
Yep.
okay.
So
All
just
right.
because we'll be trenching in that area, we just wanted to provide an erosion control.
Yeah. Okay, and then I also noticed on the plans what looks like a fence or guardrail along the side.
So at the end of the cul-de-sac?
Yeah,
Yep, so if you look at the grading plan at the back side of that cul-de-sac, there's a decent drop-off that's at a 3-to-1 slope, so we're just providing a guardrail at the end of it to prevent cars from going off the edge of the drop-off.
now, when Lot 2 is developed, I'm assuming that that guardrail would be removed? 'Cause
Would
that
depend on what
covers-
the site plan says for that specific lot. I would anticipate that the guardrail would be broken in place for the driveway entrance, and then however the site would be graded would determine if the guardrail remains or not.
Okay, all right.
And that would be for lot 2 and lot 3, because both of them have the guardrail on them.
Oh, yeah, okay. And then the other question I had was the lighting that you proposed. I saw the note that it would conform to the lighting standards, and if the lighting bylaw does change at town meeting, it would conform to the new bylaw?
So right now, if it was approved as part of this plan, we don't show a photometrics. What we're showing is what the typical layout would look like of separation between light posts that DPW likes to see, which I believe was 175 feet between light posts with several street trees in between. So we're showing a distance between, not a photometric plan that would.
I'm talking about the, on the
Or
screen.
are you talking about the type of fixture?
Yeah, the type of
So the
fixture.
type of fixture is, we've proposed on a subdivision prior our own fixture, and we were not allowed to produce our own fixture because this is what DPW uses.
Okay.
So that's why these details are scans, because they are the order sheets that DPW provided to us. So if DPW allows us to use a different fixture that would then meet the new bylaw, then yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But we're just gonna go by what DPW forced us to use for now.
All right. And then where would, did I see snow storage noted on here at all?
So snow storage as part of a roadway is just gonna be curb edge. They're not gonna be picking it up with, you know, a skid steer or a loader or anything and offloading it. So it's just a typical roadway that they're gonna plow it to the side of the road, and then if DPW determines that there's too much road, they come through, or the water department comes through with their loader and they load it up and get it out.
Okay,
So we're not indicating any specific locations for it. They'll just plow it to the road edge as they typically would any other roadway.
okay.
Doesn't the guardrail kind of get in the way of that? Yeah.
No, the guardrail's offset on the other side of the sidewalk, so as they do the sidewalks, they would be clearing the area between the guardrail and the plowed snow anyway.
And the snow wouldn't be pushing off into the neighbor's property either.
The neighbor's property to the east side is higher in elevation than ours, so we wouldn't be pushing it and dropping it off over that side, no.
All right. I do have a couple more questions, but they're kind of follow-ups on the letters, so we'll do the letters next.
Sure. All right. Using paper
Did you
tonight.
ask Sarita if she had any more questions?
She's all
No, I'm
set.
good for now.
All right, first one is from the Board of Health. Dear Planning Board, I am writing regarding the proposed project by Commonwealth Construction and Utilities, Inc. regarding a 3-lot definitive subdivision. This project calls for construction of a new roadway and associated infrastructure to serve as frontage for 3 new industrial zoned lots. This proposed project is located in the Town Water Resources High Aquifer Protection Zone 2 and the State Water Resource Protection Zone 2 Wellhead Protection Area. Therefore, this project would require approval from the Board of Health pursuant to Town of Chelmsford General Provisions, Chapter 201, Board of Health, Article 7, Groundwater Protection Zone, respectfully, Donna Greenwood. From Fire, dear members of the board, regarding the definitive subdivision approval request at 191 and 195 River Neck Road, this office offers the following comments. Site access. Truck turning plans submitted to this office are sufficient for access to the subdivision. Any alterations to the roadway configuration will require resubmittal of truck turning plans. Street naming. Applicant to submit to the town's E911 committee for street naming purposes. Future construction. This office has no comment regarding future construction on the proposed 3 lots. During the building permitting process, this office will be given ample opportunity to weigh in on project requirements. We ask this letter be incorporated into the public record and be made part of your decision-making process. With the requirements outlined, this office has no objections to the request as made. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns. Respectfully, Josh Abbott, Captain Fire Prevention. From the building commissioner, dear applicant, should the above subject definitive subdivision project be approved by the planning board, be advised that all yard requirement as per 195 attachment 2 table of dimensional requirements shall be met under the town of Chelmsford zoning bylaws. Do not hesitate to contact me with questions, comments, and or concerns. Thank you. Respectfully, Jose Negron. And then there's, we have that letter. There are no concerns from the treasurer collector, and there's no concerns from police and Chelmsford Police Department. And then there is a DPW letter that I didn't see, so I have it up here. Just bring it up. Here we are. The engineering department has performed a review of the site plan review and special permit application submitted for applicant. The following contents of the submission were reviewed for appropriateness of method and accuracy, as well as for compliance with Town of Chelmsford Stormwater Bylaw, Town of Chelmsford Stormwater Management Regulations, Division 3, Sewer Capacity and Connection Restriction. And then it lists the various products that they used. Site plan review, outstanding DPW engineering issues not addressed. The first one is the one that we've read many times. I don't need to read again, about separation of water and sewer service. If applicable, areas on site with slopes which exceed 3:1 must have stabilization. Appropriate signage should be included in proximity to infiltration pond prohibiting snow storage. Confirm number of trees to be removed from the right-of-way. Replacement of new trees within the right-of-way should be indicated on plan set, and the applicant will coordinate the tree replacement with the tree warden. Road opening permits are required for curb cuts for driveways. Once lots are being developed, adherence to town standards is required. Trash removal and the long-term and perpetual care of the enclosed dumpster and dumpster pad, including the emptying, will be the responsible of the property owners. Locations of enclosed dumpster and dumpster pad to be determined upon development. Sewer comments. The existing properties at 191 and 195 River Neck Road have a combined 10-year historical sewer flow average of 120 gallons per day. The maximum allowable increase in sewer flow per sewer stub is 500 gallons per day, and there are 3 stubs on property totaling 1,500 gallons per day. Sewer fees to be determined upon development of lots based on submitted Title V calculations. Emergency power required for commercial grinder pumps. Confirm backup power and its location. And then recommended stormwater management conditions. Ownership as well as O&M of all stormwater systems and BMP should be clearly stated on the plans to avoid confusion in the future regarding responsibility of the stormwater management facility. The deeds or a covenant should clearly specify the homeowners or association or property owner whom shall be responsible for owning the system, as well as inspection and maintenance schedules. It is the owner's responsibility to provide complete annual compliance records to the engineering department at 9 Alpha Road. And then it goes through the stormwater standards, pretty much saying that they are met. And recommended general conditions of approval are generally the number of conditions that they normally ask us to put on. I don't think there's anything unusual there. And I believe that's the correspondence.
Okay. So those outstanding DPW items, I'm assuming you guys can easily do for next meeting?
Yeah, so a couple of them are, like, one of them snow storage within the infiltration pond. There's not going to be any snow storage near the infiltration pond, so we won't have to put any signage there. I did want to clarify, one of their comments has trees within the right-of-way to be removed. I want to clarify that that's within the existing River Neck Road right-of-way. It is not within the proposed right-of-way, so we don't have to replace trees that, we're going to demolish within the private property during the construction, just if any are within the River Neck Road, and I do not believe any exist in that section of the River Neck Road right-of-way for the construction, but we'll confirm that and add that to the plan.
Okay, thanks. And then they also asked about the emergency power for grinder pumps.
Yep, so we will connect that to the National Grid gas that'll come through, and we'll have a standby generator that will provide standby power to the pump, and we'll locate that right next to the pump station.
And I'm assuming that'll be on the plans as well?
We will add that to the plans, yeah.
All right, that's all I had for questions.
I have one more, if it's
Yeah.
okay. Just another thing, who determines low salt or no salt use on the roads that are within the aquifer protection zone?
I believe it's Conservation Commission. I believe it's Conservation Commission will issue if they have a resource area that they believe will be impacted by salt use. But we can confirm that with the town departments. And yes, there are no resource areas in this area, but I'm not sure ultimately who would issue it, but I believe it would be Conservation.
Is it just for being like a recharge area and stuff? Just curious on that.
And I had a question about this is for Evan, actually. So with this subdivision, then, I assume that's because the roadway is more than 15% of the total lot, that is why the stormwater is, that's what triggers the aquifer protection. So then the lots that are created, when anything is done on those, then it's 15% of that lot that needs to be triggered? Okay, so that's
correct.
I guess I have that understanding right. Also, the Board of Health is going to review this under the GPZ, but you haven't been before the Board of Health yet, I presume?
Not yet.
Okay. So for the purpose of our aquifer protection permit, we're basing that on essentially the 15%, which means have to meet stormwater conditions, right? So even though there is a interest in terms of what the Board of Health is doing, that is not something that we can necessarily use as it would be nice to have the Board of Health stuff before we decide on a permit for aquifer protection, but it's not something that we require or even would be reasonable for us to require to do. So we're in a position where we can issue that if we feel like stormwater conditions are met, notwithstanding the fact that there's still the GPZ to be determined. Okay. I think that's the only other question I had was actually because this is an application concerning the same site and from the same applicant with whom we are currently in litigation. Is there any question with regards to any actions that we take that might have any impact on that litigation? Is that something that town council needs to, should town council review what decisions we would make to have them say that's fine?
There would be no relevancy between one issue and another issue.
So town council doesn't feel like
We can
that's-
ask council, but I'm almost certain that there's no relevancy between the two.
Okay.
Let's ask them.
I think that would be a good idea to ask them.
There hasn't been in the past for other projects, but it would be good to just double check.
I'm not sure we've had this
Yeah.
happen on other projects, have we? Where you get the same applicant for the same property proposing something different, where you're in litigation on the first one and you're entertaining or deciding on the
right.
second one.
It was
That
slightly
seems
different.
very unusual, and
Yeah.
I just would like to make sure that we aren't messing up.
Good point.
And that's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, at this time, I'll open it up to the public for public comment, if there's any. Anyone online?
No.
Okay. All right, so at this point, we'll probably continue it to the next meeting. So I will take a motion.
I move that we continue this public hearing to the next meeting.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Marcy. I saw her hand
February
first.
25th.
February 25th.
Sarita,
Aye.
Marcy,
Aye.
Deirdre,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Joel,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
and I am an aye. Thank you,
See
everyone.
you then. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Thanks.
All right. Next item on the agenda is Community Development Director Report.
Okay, good evening. I gave you hard copies of this year's annual Citizen Trainer Planning Collaborative Conference. I forget the date on that. Saturday, March 21st. So encourage you to register. Next item
And the town will pay for that, right?
Yes, yeah, to submit the reimbursement to me.
It's free money. There is a free money.
Reminders on February 17th is the next managed growth strategy meeting. February 26th, the Center Village Master Plan, along with NIMCOG, has a public presentation input session on the Chelmsford Street transportation improvement concepts.
Has notice gone out on the town website or via
No,
Facebook
that's gonna-
Daggett?
Going to do that probably on Friday. I wanted
Okay.
to meet with the committee first.
All right, no, just asking.
That's the 25th,
26.
26th,
26th, and the 17th?
managed growth strategy.
Okay.
That'll be their second meeting with NIMCOG. Then final item, the following projects are proceeding to either a temporary certificate of occupancy or full occupancy. 133 Princeton Street. The select board approved the alcohol license Monday evening. 255 Princeton Street, 3 Meeting House, 270 Billerica Road, and 41 Central Square.
No mention of the lemon tree?
I haven't heard of a lemon tree.
Well, it's interesting, because I actually attended that meeting. I can give you an update after if you want.
As I said, all those projects are proceeding towards either a temp CO or a full CO.
Was the restaurant on there?
Yeah, 41 Central
That's
Square.
what I thought, that's what
Yeah.
it was. It's getting closer to an opening date.
That's all I have.
Okay. Liaison updates. I can give you an update on the select board meeting where this came up. In the application packet, it said that there was no determined use yet for that top floor. Even though they did say it was
A staff break room and
It was going to be a
lemon tree
tasting
growing
area, then a break room area. Their official position now is that it is not going to be used at all.
No lemon trees.
No lemon trees.
I know, disappointed.
Aaron did ask to make sure, Aaron Cunningham did mention he had some concerns about things not getting done and some of the issues that they've had in the past. So he did ask as a follow-up to all of the departments and the planning board to make sure that we let him know when all of the punch list items are done. I keep driving by and I've noticed the design changes that we've asked for are not yet done. So it'd be good, Evan, to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, in fact, I've had conversations with the contractor who's appeared before you about provisions that would be necessary in order to issue a temp CO.
Okay. And those design elements are part of that?
Yeah, so I'm looking for contractual obligations through him that he's legally responsible for completing the planning board project. I think we've discussed a final deadline of May 15th. He believes that most of the building stuff will be done before then. There's landscaping that remains, and the awning remains. The
Okay.
awning is currently being custom fabricated. So, within the context of this project and the kind of the guarantees that we'll require as part of a temp CO, I think that's fairly reasonable.
Okay. All right. Concom had their meeting yesterday. Not much happening. They did vote to not go forward with their 100-foot buffer zone right now for flooding, for 100-year floodplain. It was 3 against and 4 in favor. I think they were a little bit concerned about how much time it would take to prepare their material. It wasn't in the draft article anyway.
It was 4 against, 3 in favor.
That's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah.
And so they, I think they may revisit it for the next town meeting. I'm not sure. But there were some concerns. I don't think they had enough data to be able to take it to town meeting yet. All right, any other liaison reports?
Historical Commission didn't make quorum again.
Okay.
You know, Board of Health, really not too much to report. They did finish and vote on their new regulations on Article 19, site wastewater system maintenance and inspection. That's for basically getting septic systems inspected and pumped out, with increasing over time in a higher level within an aquifer area. And then otherwise, their next meeting is March 3rd.
Okay.
I have something quick for the Vinyl Square Committee.
Yeah.
They're meeting and talking about the clock that they're still trying to get put up, which should hopefully be done before their spring festival that they're planning for May 2nd, I believe is the date, which was going to be in the center, and then they were going to block off roads. Well, now it's being moved to the park, and also part of it is going to be at the library. That's what they're planning for. So, not much more than that. There's a lot of other stuff going on for projects, but we don't have details yet from engineering on what they're doing with the state. They're waiting for a lot of stuff to go through.
Okay. Anything else from liaisons?
Senate Village meets tomorrow, so.
Housing Advisory Board didn't meet. Low Impact Development has an upcoming meeting and some materials for us to review before that, but I haven't gotten to them yet.
I'm going to be interested to hear Anita's report on the ZBA and the Ledge Road thing.
Yeah, that must have been,
That was
Quite something.
fascinating. to say
So
the
what
least.
does it all mean? I didn't watch that meeting.
Well, Jose has put out a second enforcement order with regards to Ledge Road, and I think the basic claim is that it's a non-residential use of a residential road. And the applicant was saying, hey, it's not fair to single us out. There's other people up there that are doing stuff. Not pointing out the fact that, he could identify what their level of traffic is to the ZBA to quantify that they actually are not, but they aren't doing that. But I don't know if the ZBA's asked them either. And it was a vote of 4-1. But in the discussion before the vote, it almost sounded like it might have been a 3-2. So I think that question in particular is weighing in on the ZBA members. So.
Yeah, and I think they had an associate member who was one of the voters as well during that because they had people that were
Yes.
sick.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's
it's
not
fascinating.
gonna, not gonna be
Just
over
add-
for a while.
Just to
No.
add to that, so the board voted to uphold the
Yeah.
commissioner's letter of zoning violation. So at this point, the applicant's expected to appeal back to the court.
And in the meantime, can they keep driving on the
Yep.
road?
Yeah.
Yep. To play this forward, if the town prevails in any form or fashion, part of that could be a special permit to the planning board to expand a pre-existing non-conforming use, which is the town's position. But the judge may come up with other determinations that don't necessarily require an application to the planning board, or may give instructions for it to come back to the planning board with parameters.
Right. What scope you can
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
have jurisdiction over. Yeah.
Wasn't the original decision appealed?
The first zoning enforcement was appealed. That was, as I understand it, that was essentially postponed or stayed because what council explained at this ZBA meeting was that initial indications from the judge did not seem favorable. So council transitioned and worked with Jose to issue a second supplemental zoning enforcement letter. Newport asked the judge to decline that, but the judge allowed it to take place, which is what brought us to
So
that appeal.
If they appeal the second one,
Goes back to the same judge.
but did the two appeals essentially get combined into
Yeah,
one
essentially.
decision?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the second letter supersedes the first letter, so I think the first proceeding is essentially over and done with.
Okay. All right. Interesting case.
It is interesting.
All right, next item, the Attorney General's decision. We attached the letter. Essentially, all of the zoning bylaws went through. The Attorney General did opine on the ADUs again, just to make sure that we are doing our due diligence. But no changes are needed on that bylaw. They did flag the fact that, not related to CBLT specifically, but they did notice we had home childcare in the use table as a special
Yeah,
permit use.
that's a Dover use.
And it's a Dover use. So we will need to update that table next town meeting. We'll essentially just strike the two childcare uses from the use table. So, other than that, everything else went through and no issues.
How come we didn't catch that?
So
Didn't
that
notice.
puzzled me, so I asked counsel. It turns out that in 2024, there were amendments to the zoning act that removed a local option to regulate home-based daycares and family daycares. So up until 2024, it was perfectly legal for towns to require special permits.
Huh.
The last time this was looked at was in 1998 with the, I'm sorry, 2010 with the zoning bylaw review committee. So at that time, we went through all the itemized uses, and it was fine until now.
So, we'll fix it in the next town meeting.
That's why we're here.
Yep. All right, any updates on the managed growth strategy?
We have a meeting coming up
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and I think we're going to start perhaps getting into some of the scenario thought for this.
It's still a scoping
Yeah, we're still.
scoping exercise.
Okay.
What time is that?
I believe that's a 6 PM meeting.
And where is it? Where is it?
In here somewhere. So I think next door.
Next door.
5.
We met first time in 205.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right over there.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it is.
So somewhere in this neighborhood?
Yep,
Right the next room
it is 6
over.
PM.
Is that where it will be again?
Evan, you plan on doing the same room, or?
Yeah, because it's a big group.
Yeah.
All right. We have no meeting minutes. Now, the next meeting date is February 25th. However, I also wanted to talk about April meetings. Because as I was looking at the calendar, voting day is on the 7th. Then we have a meeting on the 8th. The next meeting after that is on the 22nd of April, which is also going to be the manager's prep meeting for town meeting. If the scheduling holds like he usually does. Usually does the Wednesday before, right?
Oh, the pre-town meeting.
Yeah, the
Yep.
pre-town meeting.
Yeah, and we may need one
When,
check.
when does town meeting start? I thought it was Monday, the 20th, the
No,
third?
usually there'd be the 27th.
the
27th.
27th?
Yeah.
We may want to check with the town manager, because I believe last time, you're right, that is the traditional, it's 1 week, the preceding Wednesday. I believe last time Telemedia brought an issue up that they might need more time to, a longer lead time before town meeting to make it happen, but maybe.
So let's talk to the manager and get confirmation for the next
Yeah,
meeting.
but if he does have it on that day, I would like to not have planning board that same night.
That's the 22nd we're talking about?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Now, if we do not have the 22nd, I'm wondering if we want to add a meeting on the 15th.
I won't be able to do that day if that comes up.
Okay.
Just an FYI.
What about the 20th?
We have an archery banquet.
Or you want to have it before town meeting?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
well, we don't have to.
I mean, because the 29th, it'll still be then 2 weeks after that is would be our next meeting, right? Because we're the second.
I won't be available the 29th.
Okay.
You may be able to meet just once in April.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We would be doing our reorg on that night,
That would be the 8th and the day after the election.
day after the election.
Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get that reorg. Not unless something happened late this afternoon that I hadn't noticed on the town website, so.
Well, the deadline's tomorrow, so.
Tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we
Right, it is
probably
tomorrow,
won't have new
technically
members on the
tomorrow.
board, but we will need to revote for
Yeah, just-
chair and vice
yeah.
chair, so, and clerk. So, so just keep that in mind, that if the town meeting pre-town meeting is on the 22nd, we might potentially need a second night that month. Hopefully not, but
Yeah.
we'll see. All right. I will entertain a motion.
You've got it to
Two.
adjourn.
Motion by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Nicely.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Pre-8 PM.
No, this isn't a record. The record is held by Ann McGuigan, and I think.